Hello and welcome. This week we're talking to Jackson Hatch, founder of the YouTube channel Dark Eyes Revenge, about his channel and his life. This is Interstellar Interviews. So Jack, good to see you.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so I wanted to first start out about how's your channel going? How are some of the specs and how are some of the statistics on that going? Because I understand you're having a lot of fun with it.
I am. It's not going the best. I'm uploading not frequently at all. Like maybe once every 5 months or so.
So yeah. So I've noticed a few things about your channel. One of them is that you cover a wide range of topics, but it all sort of seems to be sort of a theme park related, or in some way, or some sort of like pop culture thing. Is that sort of where your main interests are with it, or is that?
I'm just putting stuff on and hoping, seeing how it turns out.
Okay.
I'm not really going for any particular thing.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a really interesting genre of content to try to focus on that. So, do you have any sort of long-term goals for your channel at this point, or are you just sort of?
I have a goal, but I don't think I'll ever hit it.
So, what would you mind telling us what the goal is?
My goal is to someday somehow get to 100K and get a silver play button at least.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good to have goals, even if they are somewhat ambitious.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, good to get to talk to you about that.
Mm-hmm.
So. I understand that your first video, Disney theme park rides or something like that?
3 Disney theme park rides. I actually have a bit of background information I can share.
Sure. Yeah, please do.
When I was looking at statistics, I actually got a copyright thing for filming.
Did you?
But the funny thing is, I actually, before I went on the rides, I asked permission if I could do it.
Yeah, that's the thing with YouTube's copyright system. Yeah, I've had that happen to me with a song I recorded that is completely out of copyright, which I was told, no, this is copyrighted, and it's completely not. You know, because the song was written in the early 1800s. How is it copyright? I mean, I'm not using a recording. I'm playing that song on the piano. It's from the early 1800s. Why is this copyright thing happening?
I know.
Do you? Then please explain.
I have no idea why it's happening. I have no clue.
Well, so then how are you sure that it's not? Then how are you sure that it's not happening with you and your theme park rides experience then?
I think YouTube just thought that I didn't have permission. I just did it. I didn't really clarify that I got permission, but I did get permission. The most tricky one was definitely the Haunted Mansion.
So they just not like that one?
Oh, no. It worked, but for like the first couple attempts, I forgot that the flashlight was on, and we're not supposed to have flashlight, so I eventually turned it off, and then it worked.
Oh, wow. That's funny how even the most basic things can...
Also, I was thinking about doing I forgot what ride it is, but it's in, do you know the Carousel of Progress?
I don't. I feel a little bit sorry admitting this, but okay. I've never gone to any of the Disneyland parks before.
Okay.
So yeah, I watched your video for some context on that, because I've never gone. I
was thinking about doing the People Mover, but then I realized it's just so much outside and so many people that it would just be a nightmare to edit and work with. Mm-hmm. So I already decided on Winnie the Pooh, Haunted Mansion, and Ariel.
So one question I have to ask you is, how do you deal with people asking not to be filmed if it's just sort of out in public? You know, because if it's in an enclosed space, I mean, I get that. But how do you deal with people who like, no, don't film me, or don't put this on the internet? What's your strategy for dealing with that?
I have never had that happen.
Okay, well, maybe that's just a problem I struggle with. Well, never mind about that. So again, another thing I wanted to ask you: do you have any plans for future video? Like, what do you plan on doing? Because I know that I don't have a super long plan as to what I want to do. I sort of just publish for fun. But do you have any sort of structure as to what you want to do?
I was thinking I might start like a YouTube, like a Minecraft like series or something.
Okay, and then again with the are you worried about any copyright on that, or is that just...
Minecraft copyright? There's no copyright.
Okay.
Because like if that, then like almost every big time YouTuber would be like, half their videos would be like just crushed because like a ton of people do Minecraft stuff.
Again, spot the person who's never played Minecraft before, and that's yeah. So again, one of the things I wanted to ask you was with your channel. How do you think it'll go in the future? Do you think it'll go well, or are you just at this point sort of just doing it for fun as a hobby?
I don't think I'm the most subscribers I think I'm ever gonna get is at least 100.
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever do any. I will try. But I don't think I'll be able to get to 100K. I don't think I'll get to 100K, or even 1K.
Okay, so I was talking to you last night, but before we did this interview, you said that you think that the YouTube 100,000 subscriber play button is really cool. Now I have to say,
that was the 100 million.
Oh yeah, sorry, 100
100K
million.
is the silver play.
So. I disagree with you on that. I think that it's kind of a disappointment. Why do what's your reasoning behind thinking that?
I do agree it was a bit disappointing, just a recolor, but I just find that it just looks really cool. That even though it's like almost a replica, I mean from like YouTube's amount of money they can use, it was a really cool idea, and I just really Well, in general, I enjoy like darker colors like red, black, blood red.
Sure.
So it just felt more appropriate for me because I just really like darker colors.
Yeah. So again, something that I want to ask you: what is your so of course for those who don't know, YouTube issues these subscriber plaques. You get a silver one
for 100K.
Yeah, 100,000.
For 1 million, you get the gold. 20 million diamond.
You explain it.
100 million is the one. I forgot what that one was called.
100. So 10 million you get a diamond play button, which doesn't actually have a diamond in it, and then for 100 million you get a diamond with a red diamond in the middle. And
we don't know for a billion because no one's done that.
So of course all those are actually issued by YouTube. But what is your favorite 50 million subscriber award? Because those are all not issued. Those are all custom made.
I haven't seen any of them. Like the closest thing I've ever seen to like a custom one was the one a person made for a Mr. Beast one. It had like the Mr. Beast head. I haven't seen really any 50 million ones.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone who's listening at home or anyone who is well, Jack, look up the Dude Perfect 50 million. It looks really cool.
Okay.
So yeah, make sure that to look that up. So anyways, thanks for joining us. We are going to take a quick break, but then we are going to be right back. Thank you for listening to Interstellar Interviews. We will be back after the break. All right, welcome back. We are joined again by Jackson Hatch, founder of the YouTube channel Dark Eyes Revenge. So, we are going to ask him some trivia questions at the end of this segment. But first, we're going to talk about YouTube's comment section. So, Jack, you said recently that when you first started your channel, your parents wanted you to turn off comments because they didn't want any negative engagement. Yeah. So what is your thought process behind that, and what do you think about comments and the YouTube comment system in general?
I was a bit mad about that because I kind of wanted to see what people would say, Because honestly, I don't exactly care about what they say, but I do get my parents' concerns. Because some person could just be like, there could be just one person. If it is you, then I'm sorry that I'm pointing you out. But I bet there's like this one person that just like goes to every single video of comments and just spams cuss words. And I feel like that's
not you don't want that happening to your video.
Mhm.
So personally, the engagement on my videos is so low that doesn't nothing like that has ever happened to me. But do you? So you said that you get your parents' concerns. Do you have your own concerns about YouTube's comment system, or are you?
Oh no, not exactly. No.
Mm-hmm. So you just went to London.
Yeah.
What did you? Fill me in on that trip. What did you do? What were some of your favorite
We
parts?
did a ton of things. The first day, I got like no sleep on the plane.
Pretty understandable, yeah.
So that morning I was just super tired and really grumpy. First we went to the museum. It was pretty cool. We got to see parts of the Parthenon, which we had studied in school.
Yeah.
Then later we basically went back to our hotel and just rested. We went to dinner. Then that was the end of like day 1. The next day, I'm pretty sure we did our like multi-day trip. There's this guy, I think his name was Liam. I forgot. I'll ask my mom about it. But he was just super nice. He had informed us about everything. He was the one, we went to Stonehenge, Windsor. Windsor was also very underwhelming, in my opinion.
Windsor, are you talking about Windsor Castle?
Yeah. It was also, there was also that I made one of my 2 greatest riddles I've ever made.
Would you mind sharing those riddles, and then I'll try to solve them? So of course I'll ask you some trivia questions, but do you want to ask me some questions?
Do you mind if I say I'm like right before the trivia or after the trivia?
Oh, sure, yeah. If you want to save it, sure, yeah. So okay. What else did you do on your trip?
Then we went back, had dinner. Then the next day, also we did a ton of tubing, which I call going on the tube a lot. The tube is really awesome.
Yeah, it is. So again, I'm sort of a transit guy. I love transit, all sorts of transit. Yeah, what was the tube like? So I watched the I believe it's the ITV series from the late 90s about the tube called The Tube. I've seen the first couple seasons of that, which is great, and I highly recommend checking it out.
Okay.
But what was your experience like writing the tube? Because apparently it's very clean, it's very nice and efficient, but it's also pretty busy. And what was your tube experience? Because again, I've never been.
It can be pretty. You meet a ton of really nice folks. It's comfortable. It's not. It is busy, but like not crazily busy on any of the ones we did. And one time we actually had a really big mess up. We went on the wrong side of a transit, and then we had to go through like 5 extra trains to get back to where we were, which was another 3 stops.
Were there any particular stations that you went on that you
remember? I remember.
Or any lines that you went on specifically?
The Victoria line, as I remember, and one stop just really sticks out. I just can remember the train saying like, "You have arrived at Marble Arch."
Marble Arch?
Uh-huh. I just remember it saying that, just embedded into my memory.
So there, of course, I know some of the main tube stations, but I have to ask because I live near a city called Olympia. Mm-hmm. Did you go to Kensington Olympia Station?
I don't exactly remember.
Okay, then you probably wouldn't, because it's sort of out in the middle of nowhere, and it's not along the way to most trains. But yeah, so anyways, so for those who don't know, I live in Western Washington, and the capital of Washington State is called Olympia. So that's when going through tube stations, that was the only one that I remember. It's one that really stuck out to me especially being a pretty insignificant station that most people, especially Americans, haven't heard about.
And then the next day we went to Yorktown. No, we went to we went to Dover Castle.
Did you see the cliffs, or did you just
go to the cliffs?
Just go to the castle?
We saw the cliffs. We got to the castle. We also went to the underground mine. The tunnels from World War. And
wow.
Let me tell you, if you were in those caves and you're with a group of women, I feel sorry. Because
wow.
There's only one toilet to share for all the women. One toilet for every single woman.
Was that?
There was like 100+ women down there in the World War II, and like you all have to go to the bathroom. One toilet.
Do you know why was, or was it just?
I have no idea. Also, there's also a window out to the cliffs, because they wanted to see the open, because they wanted to see open air, because they were underground most times. So they just had like a little hole in the wall. So it's a little added bonus for the girls who only get one toilet.
Yeah. So, did you what other things did you see in London besides going on the tube, or So, of course, one thing that most Americans get wrong, they think London Bridge and Tower Bridge are the same thing. Mm-hmm. Did you go to one? Did you go to both? I know they're
I know we saw both, but I'm not sure if we went to them. I have a couple more things to share, but I don't think we went on them. We did see Big Ben. I forgot what it's called. If there's any England, or if there's any British people or people who know this, I'm sorry. It's like a really tall, spiky building. Like just a really tall, spike.
Oh man,
it's like super tall.
My London. So not the Tower of London, because that is.
No.
Is it the one that is like sort of has weird angles on it?
I don't know. But also...
something is stirring in the back of my mind, and I'm thinking it's a building called the Cheese Grater. Again, I could be completely making this up, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I don't know why that's what I'm auto-completing in my head as a tall building in London, but hey, we're gonna roll with it at this point.
And kind of close to there is the recreation of the Shakespeare... the Globe Theater, and
the Globe.
We got to see half of the Midsummer's Night Dream.
Oh wow!
We didn't get to finish it because my papa was tired. Me and my mom would stay, but we decided to just head back.
Do you have a favorite character from that play? Because that's one of my all-time favorite Shakespeare plays.
If anything, I just love Puck.
Of
just
course.
A little mischievous Puck.
Yes, who wouldn't?
And right by there is, you can see it if you're on, there's like this bridge that goes over the water, like a man bridge. You can see the London Eye. We actually went on the London Eye.
Did you?
And it was really cool.
Okay, so I have some questions. Mm-hmm. So I am a huge fan of Paddington Bear. Did you encounter anything with Paddington Bear in it or around it, or did you encounter anything to do with Paddington Bear while you were in London?
I might have in the Lego store. I might have seen a Paddington Lego, but nothing was like popping into my memory.
I mean, that's just fine. But so did you? What airport did you fly into? Because I know that there's a ton of airports.
I forgot. I'm sorry, but
no, that's perfectly fine.
For the last 2 days before we went back, we went to Yorktown. There's this at the hotel. There's like this really good pizza place, pizza place, and if you do encounter it, get some pizza. It's delicious. It's just really nice, and there's just one in the back. There's like one seating area that's in the back corner, and we took it. We also went to climb the church. We went to the tallest point of the church.
St. Paul's Cathedral, or? Wow.
I was crying. The stairs were really compact. They were made of stone,
okay.
and we had to go up and down the same way.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry.
It was so torture because every now and then I'd think, what if I fell? I would die by all the stairs crunching.
I mean, I'm not sorry for you because it sounds like you had an amazing experience in London and you got to go to the top of St. Paul's Cathedral, but I'm sorry that you didn't like.
It's okay.
Like having to deal with that.
Right after I got a new wand, so it was worth it.
Okay.
I got the Loris Umbridge's wand. It also came with a very fancy stand. If you want to find out what shop we went to, they also have an online store. It's called The Shop That Must Not Be Named.
That's like my mom. She would always say, "Oh, where did you get this?" "Oh, the Getting Place." Until we actually went somewhere and there is an actual store called the Getting Place. So she said, "Oh, we went there and we went to the Getting Place." So she can't use that as an excuse of where she got she got her thing anymore.
And another thing, later that day we went to like a magical golf course. It was based on Harry Potter, but they couldn't say Harry Potter golf course for copyright reasons.
It all comes back to copyright.
And it was really, really cool. I actually got in like the mid-range, and they give you like a little soda for it, for like how well you did. Mine was like snakes Mine was like snakes bite, allow you to talk to snakes.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm already a parcel tongue.
Oh, well, he admits it first right here. He is a parcel tongue. So, I think that's a... anything else you want to share with London? About London? Or was that about it?
We got to climb the wall. In Yorktown, there's like a little wall. We got to walk most of it. It was really cool. And I can say, when we got back on the flight back, we got to we landed in New York at like 7 p.m. Our flight got canceled because of fire, because of like a steam fire coming down from Canada. So that got canceled. Then we ordered a rental car, but when we got there, the rental car wasn't available. We went to all the other rental car places; they weren't available. We were gonna get in a hotel, but then when the taxi was halfway getting to the hotel, our papa found something that saved us: a night bus. So we got on the night bus. It was an actual overnight bus. It was really cool, and I can now say I've been on a night bus. Then we stopped in the Raleigh. Uncle Jay picked us up, took us to the airport. We got our car, and then we drove home. But I can now officially say I've been on the night bus.
All right, well, that's a good place to end it. So, we are going to do the trivia answers next. But first, let's take a quick break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are going to start this segment by finishing up those trivia questions. So, but actually, first of all, Jack, you had a riddle you wanted to give me. You said it was one of your best ever. So why don't you go ahead and give that to me right now?
Well, it's one of 2 I've ever made. So, I'm just going to give you a bit of a baseline to expect. If any of you read the book version of the Goblet of Fire from Harry Potter?
Yes, I have.
Because in the 3rd trial, in the maze, Harry encounters a sphinx, which gives him a riddle with 3 parters, and you have to put each answer to get 1 answer. That's basically what these 2 riddles are based on.
Okay. So is this your own version of that?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Okay. Yeah, let's hear it.
What is a synonym for sunbathing?
Play
along at home if you want.
Oh man, a synonym for sunbathing. Like basking? I don't know. What is it? Am I even remotely close with that?
I'll say at the end of the riddle.
Oh man, like basking.
Ready for the second part?
Sure.
What does N say when he's upside down?
N. What does N say when he's N? I don't know.
And the third one. This third one's a bit naive. It's a bit confusing.
Okay.
What is a word you would describe something disgusting, but add an L to it?
No, it can't be nastial. Man, these are good riddles.
Are you ready for the answer?
Here, give me a minute.
Okay.
Basque. Slimy. I don't know. No.
Ready for the answers?
Sure. I'm never gonna get this on my own.
A synonym for sunbathing was basking.
Oh, so it was actually
so for its
close.
bask.
Okay.
N upside down is basically you, and you says So it's bask and then for this one it's supposed to be ick, and then add L to it, lick. What's close to lick?
Oh, that's a good riddle.
Basilisk.
That's a good riddle. Well done.
Well done. My mom and Papa said, "What if I do lick?" But lick would be a bit too easy.
Yeah, lick. Yeah, basilisk.
So yeah, lick.
Lisk.
The ick one is a bit confusing. It's all about what you think.
Yeah, that's good. So, I like those. I like those a lot.
Thank you.
All right, so your first question is, based purely on mass, how many Earths would fit inside the sun? So of course, a sphere is not the most it's not the shape you can pack in the most. Mm-hmm. So if the Earth and the sun were squares, how many Earths could you fit inside the sun?
I'm pretty sure 20,000, something around that.
Are you going to go with that as your final answer? You have some time.
Yes, 20,000.
Okay. The answer is roughly 1.3 million. Which just goes to show you how big the sun is compared with us.
It is going to shrink, but it is going to destroy us later.
Yeah. Good point.
But if we die first.
Yeah, right. Good point. If we die first, then the sun can't kill us.
Don't try and murder yourself. Value life. God gave it to you. Don't take it away.
All right. Good advice. All right, so your second question. So, do you either want a question about exoplanets, about telescopes, or do you want a question about stars?
Stars.
What defines a star, and how does it burn in space when there's no air?
A star is a ball of gas.
Okay, and?
I am not a scientist, so if there's any scientists watching, please correct me if I'm wrong. I am 100% wrong. I have no idea how it burns.
Okay, so...
Maybe because all the compressed air, because there's no air, maybe it's a bit compressed, making it light. I have no idea.
So the answer we were looking for was nuclear fusion.
Nukes.
Yeah, that's basically what the sun is. It's a big nuclear bomb. Just in a different format, because it's.
Please send help. If there are aliens watching, please help.
Well, we're not going to do that quite yet because the sun isn't actually close enough to us.
Good.
Okay. So.
Just kidding.
So I have a few more questions to ask you. Mm-hmm. So you said that one of your favorite videos of mine was actually one about space. Do you have any interest in space at all, or is that not something
I love space. Space is such a cool concept. An almost infinite vacuum.
Do you have any interesting space facts? Yeah, what's your favorite space fact? Or favorite science fact?
It's more of a connection. It's about Greek. It's from Greek mythology. It's a really cool story. It's one of my favorites.
Sure.
It's
please
about Orion. So Artemis, I'm not going to go into detail who some of these gods, well, they're not real gods. These were who people thought were gods before we found the one true God. But these were gods.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into detail who these people are because it would take way too long.
Okay.
So Artemis, son of Zeus, favored a man called and Orion was a demigod, and he was just a really good archer, and she favored him a lot.
Okay.
But then I think it was Apollo. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Apollo was getting really jealous, and then he sent a giant scorpion to chase Orion. And Orion couldn't kill it, and then eventually the scorpion caught up to it and stung him in the heel. Stung him and killed him. But then Artemis got really mad,
Sheesh.
And then they decided to put them in the stars as constellations. Well, this isn't a true fact, but like it's a really cool story. So it's a story basically saying Apollo is all Orion is always running.
That's a really
this very popular trend on YouTube. I don't know if it's popular anymore, but like it was like, would you like to be immortal? But there is always a slug that knows exactly where you are and will always find you. But if he touches you, you die.
What's the point in being immortal at that point?
I have no idea. It's just more like, would you like to be like invincible, immortal? But there's a snail that's always chasing you. But if the snail ever
well, they'll get you when you sleep. That's the problem. So like you live one extra day, and I'm assuming you're still gonna be like in your late 90s. So like you get one extra day, like you're about to die anyways. What's the point, people? Come on.
Yeah, like I don't want to be running for my life. I want to spend time. I want to sit down. Have a chill pill.
Yeah.
Maybe eat a Rooster's pizza. Very delicious. Go get your own.
Nice.
This is not my store, by the way. They're just really good pizzas.
Nice product placement there.
It's not my product. It's just really good pizza place. Roosters, the Noble Grillin'. Get their bacon pizza.
Okay. Do you have a favorite star? Because I have a favorite star, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a common thing that people have.
Probably the Northern Star.
So the North Star?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason that you like that star in particular?
No, actually, it's not my favorite. My favorite one is probably Sirius, because it reminds me of Sirius Black. If you haven't read the books, this is a huge spoiler warning, and if you don't want to hear any spoilers, skip to this time.
And that time is 32:40 something. I actually don't know the time.
We could edit.
All right, fine. Yeah. Anyways, huge spoilers. So if you have not read Harry Potter
and you want
to read Harry Potter without it being spoiled, please skip to
spoilers warned. At the end of the Goblet of Fire, when Sirius was brutally murdered. Well, actually, it wasn't brutal. He was just Avada Kedavra and fell through the rift by Bellatrix Lestrange. In the books, they say Lestrange, but in real life, people say Lestrange. It goes either way. It's like tomato. It depends on how you want to say it. Like Accio. Depends on how. It's your opinion how you say it.
Okay.
Don't judge other people by the way they say it. They're different than you, because everyone is different. So it kind of reminds me of him, like, it kind of reminds me of the Artemis story. Like, they put him in the sky. I can just picture him, like Dumbledore, like, sorry. They just puts him in this, like, just some, like, really powerful wizard just, like, puts him in the sky. I can just imagine him just, like, lifting the body into space.
So I was lucky enough to get to visit the observatory over in Eastern Washington in Goldendale earlier this year, and so I found out something interesting is stars don't actually twinkle, and I know that you may have known this, but the reason why they appear to twinkle is actually the atmosphere, because the atmosphere gets in the way.
The people who made Twinkle Twinkle Little Star are wrong. Confirmed. If you find their video, comment we sent you, and that we and then we proved them wrong.
Well, again, maybe if you have made a video about Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, maybe turn your comments off because it might go downhill.
Very poorly.
I have one more trivia question to ask you, and that trivia question is: in what year did the James Webb Space Telescope take its first pictures?
1890s? 1890?
Are you going to stick with 1890 as your answer for the James Webb Space Telescope?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right, I'll give you a hint. It has existed since. All right, it was first conceived in the late 20th century.
Okay, so
1900s, at least.
1985.
All right, I'm gonna have to tell you the answer. The correct answer is 2022.
What? That's a year ago.
That is the correct answer to when did the James Webb Space Telescope first take its pictures.
That recent? That was only a couple months ago.
It
depends on how you're watching this. From our perspective, it was only a year ago. But to some people, if this is like 200 years in the future, if this is like 200 billion years in the future, please correct us because we will be long gone, so we can't read them. So please don't bombard our comments because we will not see them. So if you want to make it,
this podcast does not have its comments turned off. Please don't manipulate the comment section for that. I'm just saying that it's not turned off.
I have one riddle left. Remember?
Oh, you do have one riddle left. All right, tell us your riddle.
I'll do it a bit quicker. What is a synonym for a pig?
Synonym for hog? Is that some? Oh, it's Harry Potter themed. So, I don't know. Hog, I guess. I don't know.
If a witch wanted to get something off her skin, what would it be?
A black cat.
If you're in a conversation with a snake, what would it say? And this is saying if you're not a parcel tongue. If you are a parcel tongue, this riddle will make no sense to you.
Sort of like that, like a kind of noise.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds. For any of you watching, you can pause it, but I'm going to give you 5 seconds just to think a bit of rummage. Ready for the answers?
I guess. Let's have them out then.
The synonym for pig was a hog.
Okay, I got that one right.
A witch wanting to get off her skin would be warts.
Oh, Hogwarts. Oh,
Yes.
That's a good riddle.
Thank you.
All right. Well, our show was produced, edited, and directed by me, Paul Forsyth. I also wrote our theme and edited it.
And please check out his other channel, Paul's Transport. I highly recommend it.
And thank you for that. That's now something I don't have to do. Check out my channel, Paul's Transport and More, on YouTube. You can find this podcast's channel by going to... I'll edit this in when it's time. And thank you very much to Jackson Hatch. Where can people find you?
YouTube.
All right, you can find him on youtube.com. He is The Dark Eyes Revenge, spelled with a capital T. Thanks so much, Jack.
And thanks for having me. It was a real pleasure being on Interstellar Interviews.
All right, thank you very much, Jack. I'm Paul Forsyth. This is Interstellar Interviews. We'll see you next time.